Should your podcast have a disclaimer? Have you ever wondered if your podcast needs a disclaimer? This is a question many creators face, and the answer is yes. A disclaimer can protect you and your listeners from potential legal and ethical issues. Let's break down why having one is important. First, a disclaimer is a legal statement that clarifies the nature of your content. It limits your liability and sets clear expectations for your audience. This is especially vital if your podcast covers sensitive topics like medical, legal, or financial advice. Listeners might mistakenly take your content as a substitute for professional guidance, which could lead to problems. A well-crafted disclaimer informs listeners that your content is for informational or entertainment purposes only. It can include language stating that the views expressed by guests or hosts do not necessarily reflect those of the podcast creator or organization. This helps shield you from legal claims that could arise from statements made by guests. Additionally, your disclaimer should state that the podcast is provided as is. This means you do not take responsibility for any damages resulting from the use of your content. This simple phrase can be a powerful tool in protecting your interests. Now, where should you place your disclaimer? It is best to include it in multiple locations. Start by stating it verbally at the beginning of each episode. You should also include it in the written show notes. Adding it to your podcast website footer and any guest releases forms is a smart move too. This way, listeners are aware of the disclaimer no matter how they access your content. As your podcast grows or shifts topics, it is important to update your disclaimer regularly. This helps you stay compliant with changing legal standards and content changes. Keeping your disclaimer current can help prevent lawsuits related to defamation, misinformation, or misuse of advice. In the world of podcasting, including a disclaimer is a key legal and ethical consideration. It safeguards your podcast from liability, clarifies the limits of your content, and builds trust with your audience. So, if you are serious about your podcast, make sure to have a disclaimer in place to protect yourself and your listeners.